I hate Florida. Daniel
I
hates
hate Florida. Yeah.
You hate Florida.
That's right.
We all hate Florida together. This just in. Florida hates Florida.
They know.
They know. We know. We're going to be here talking about it all week long, why you should hate Florida this week, and specifically what to look for here on Locked On Bulldogs.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, everybody? I am Daniel. He is Clint. Man, it feels good. It's good to be back in the rhythm of the podcast, Clint.
2 in a row,
It feels
Daniel.
good to be together again. Thanks to, by the way, all the guests that came on while I was gone. Appreciate everybody holding it down. Also, thanks to Georgia for playing 2 fairly boring games while I was gone. Auburn game, Vanderbilt game.
Ooh.
Really not a lot
Not
to
intrigue.
discuss.
No. Also, thanks to Sling TV. TV you
Yes,
want for the love
Sling
that,
TV.
for the price that you want. Sling TV.
I knew I was getting around to somebody that I was forgetting to thank, but I was going to get there. It's like an Oscars speech. You started playing the music and trying to get me off the stage.
I did.
Clint, Florida is not good at football. I'm just going to cut right to it.
They're particularly very bad.
Okay. All right. Well, potato. Georgia is quite good at football. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's a favorable matchup, is what we call that in the industry. Okay? All right?
Advantages, if you were to make a column, disadvantages, advantages of that quick little summation so
what
far.
What if we started with coaching? Advantage, disadvantage.
Let's start.
Billy Napier, the one-time Sun Belt champion.
Hey, don't take that from him.
Just like Alabama's SEC championship and Sugar Bowl win last year, you can never take Billy Napier's Sun Belt championship.
Don't do
away
it.
from him.
That's right.
Versus Kirby Smart, reigning national champion. That's a favorable matchup for Georgia.
Sure, I'm with you.
Okay, we're there. Well, let's move down the list and go.
Keep going down.
I don't know, most important position player on the field.
Interesting.
That'd be the quarterback.
Oh,
Clint,
no.
How do we feel about Stetson Bennett versus Anthony Richardson?
Oh, gosh. Okay,
who
Daniel,
is still the quarterback at Florida.
This is look, Florida fan. I know you're here, and I know that you think Scully, what up?
First of all, welcome to your week, Scully.
This is your week, Scully.
This is it.
You've been trolling us every week outside of game week, but now you're here, and this is your time to shine, brother. Get after those comments.
You can do it.
I believe in you.
Your team cannot, but you can.
Daniel, I'm going to honest, sincere question.
Sure. Well, let's do that.
Okay. Would you rather have Illinois' quarterback room or Anthony Richardson playing quarterback for you? Do you know who plays quarterback for Illinois?
No, I don't. But that's sort of the point of your question, I suspect.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
This is my point. Guys, Anthony Richardson is so bookie bad. It's not even funny.
He's got a lot of arm talent.
Look, that exit velocity. Have you ever seen that exit velocity coming out of there? Just to remind you, second game of the season, every single person at ESPN was contractually obligated to tout him as a Heisman finalist. And
potential first-round draft pick.
Todd McShay put his name and his signature on a segment where he called him the potential first quarterback taken in the draft.
And then it wasn't the third quarter of that game as Kentucky is taking Anthony Richardson to the woodshed, and we are just Homer Simpsoning our way right back into the shrubs.
You have to understand.
This guy hadn't had very many starts.
Not many starts. He hasn't started many games. Give him some more experience.
Now he's had more starts, Clint. Is it going better or worse for Anthony Richardson to this point in the season?
every time he comes off the field and does that, like he grabs his straps and he pulls them off, then he looks over to the sideline like what just happened. It's the same look every single drive that he throws an interception or it doesn't lead to a score or he fumbles the ball or he misses an assignment. He throws it at the feet of the receiver. It's the same look. It's not getting better. It's getting worse, Daniel.
This is another serious question. This is a legitimate serious question. Does Florida have another quarterback? Like, there's got to be somebody else. There's got to be, Clint. That's what I'm trying to say.
You would imagine that
there got to be.
There has to be somebody who's on scholarship who has thrown a pass in high school.
Maybe JV. Maybe middle school team.
I said
maybe
high
back
school.
to Pee-wees.
I don't care. Daniel, it's bad.
Because I want to ask the question, does Anthony Richardson finish this game against Georgia? Because I suspect that Anthony Richardson is going to get embarrassed against Georgia. You said yesterday to lay the points. I will tell you this.
Do you know how many points it is, Daniel?
It's getting up there. It's up to 22 right now.
23 as of tonight, and it's the most that the spread has ever been in the cocktail party, Daniel. And if you don't think that number is going to get higher,
you ain't going to bet Florida. I'll tell you that right now. You're not going to do that.
No.
I have made one bet in this game, and it is not to lay the points.
No.
But I will take
take that under.
I will take the under. Once the Florida team total under comes out, listen to me. I will take the Florida team total under all day, every day. I suspect Anthony Richardson is going to get embarrassed in this game. I want to ask the question, does he finish the game? But Clint, surely he would have been pulled by now if there was somebody to pull him for.
Look, I'm going to give you. They got Jack Miller III. Daniel,
that's
he was
almost
at Ohio
Stetson
State.
Fleming Bennett the fourth.
Almost. They have Kitna's kid, which
grandkid or kid? What are we?
I don't. Who's to say? I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. Okay.
And they have another sophomore out of St. Thomas Aquinas, Kyle Engel. Like, I'm seeing young.
There's names.
There's names on this roster, Daniel.
Let's get one of them in there. Let's see what we got.
Over under 60% that we see one of those quarterbacks comes in and take a snap for Florida.
I gotta say under, because I think if you're Billy Napier at this point, haven't you made your bed? You have to lie in it.
They are riding this guy all year long.
I feel like you've got to, and I don't know, unless clearly none of those guys are highly touted guys.
No.
Or else you would definitely be seeing one of them to try to prevent them from transferring.
Dabo went ahead and pulled a loop-de-loo on everybody and took DJU out of the game.
And then came in the post-game presser and said, that's our quarterback.
Which, that's stupid. That's stupid.
I'm sorry. Did you say Dabo? That was Dabo.
Okay, no.
So we're not.
Two are synonymous.
Yeah, we're speaking the same language here.
We really are.
All right. There's a lot more that we can compare and contrast between Georgia and Florida, and we will do that right after we tell you about this.
Simply Safe is a fantastic place that you need to go right now and get every single home monitoring system that you need. I think Daniel had a Simply Safe case created over it. There's a place I'm telling you right now, there's a place in Daniel's home right now that he has made a monitoring system over scotch that he brought back. Anything to declare, sir?
No. I had to coach my wife in the line. Listen to me. When they say, do you have any food, liquids, or alcohol? The answer is no.
No, I do not.
No, we do not.
Nothing to declare.
Nothing to declare.
Daniel's made a monitoring system around this case that is in his home somewhere right now that nobody will know about ever except for him. Not his wife is barred from knowing where it is. Simply Safe has everything. It has cameras. It has monitoring system. It has door monitoring. Everything that you need, even 24-hour. And right now you can save 20% on your Simply Safe security system when you sign up for an interactive monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplysafe.com/lockedoncollege to learn more. That is simplysafe.com/lockedoncollege.
All right, Clint, I'm going to turn the tables on
Okay.
you a little bit.
Here we go.
How the turn tables. Is there an area where Florida might have, or at least think they have, some sort of an advantage against Georgia in this game? Is there a potential area, albeit for mild concern, for any amount of concern if you are the Georgia football program?
Well, it comes to concern that was 3 weeks old now.
Okay.
We've put a little bit to bed
Okay.
because the running game at Georgia was on life support.
It was questionable at times.
It was very questionable. That's being very generous. We have remedied a lot of that. We've seen the three-headed attack come out.
Remedied is an interesting way of saying some things. Some events have transpired, and the situation now seems more favorable.
Things happened. It's better now.
Things happened, and those things have happened. And
Yes.
having had those things have happened,
Now
the thing is better.
there we go. That's all we're saying. So a lot of things have been remedied, have been shored up, if you will, Daniel. But I'll tell you what, Florida's linebackers and Florida's D-line, you guys can make fun of a lot of Florida. I get that.
Sure, you should.
Do not make fun of their linebacking core because those cats can ball. Okay? Like in a severe way. They are, I'm not saying they're better talent-wise than our guys, but I'll tell you what, they're going to be some of the fiercest, most dominant backers that we face. And getting up to second level, getting off these blocks, these combo blocks, and making sure we're on the right assignments, not having leakage come back on the backside on run games, making sure our counters come up and a certain right guard takes care of his assignment and doesn't get put on blast.
Do your job.
Tate, that's going to be a real thing, Daniel. They can play run game very well.
Yeah, I mean, I would say maybe to just extrapolate on that a little bit more. If Georgia struggles a bit to run the ball, because one, Georgia has struggled to run the ball against competent defenses. Let's just say a lot of things have been shored up in the last couple of weeks. Okay, well, we played Auburn and Vanderbilt the last couple of weeks, Clint.
Hey.
Those might be the two worst teams in the entire SEC. You heard me, Auburn fans.
Wow.
So, we did play two really bad teams the last 2 weeks. So, yes, some things have been shored up in the run game, but no, I'm not extremely confident about Georgia's ability to run the ball, especially not against what you said is some very good inside linebacker play that Florida has. If Georgia struggles to run the ball, that makes the key to the game Georgia's ability to stop everyone's favorite player, Brenton Cox, and the Florida pass rush as Georgia tries to throw the ball. Now, I think Georgia's going to be able to have success throwing the ball because Georgia has players that literally no one in the country, man, woman, boy, girl, robot, no one can defend the players that Georgia has. And so I think Georgia's going to have success throwing the ball. I think our tackle play this year has been more than adequate, which is good news for Georgia. But when you struggle to run the ball, you do open yourself up to the pass rush, and it's not like Florida doesn't have anyone who can rush the passer. They do have quite talented and quite good, albeit really obnoxious, pass rushers. It's like the Bryce Harper of pass rushers.
Son of a gun.
Wow. Is he the most obnoxious human person that has ever lived? Yes, of course he is. Is he also quite good at baseball? Fine. He might be. I'm not going to confirm or deny that. There's no reason I have to.
Don't have to, Daniel.
What would it take to make you cheer for the cheaters in the World Series?
Nothing.
No, the answer is they play Bryce Harper in the World Series. If you are cheering for Bryce Harper, Clint,
there's not a world. Look, we're gonna fight over this. There's not a world.
You're cheering for Bryce Harper.
If they play the Astros, I'm cheering for Bryce Harper. There's not a world where I will. Jose Altuve can go jump off a cliff. Not happening.
This is an all-timer. We were set up for such a great World Series.
Oh my gosh!
Like almost any matchup was going to be great, and now we're going to get this.
That's what we're gonna get.
This is what we're going to get.
I know. It's sad.
Gross.
Look, I think the addition again of our tight ends, Eric Gilbert. By the way, look, if you don't think there's a surge coming on real soon,
I can't. Who's the? There's one every year. There's like the.
Yeah.
It was James Cook for like 2 years.
Oh my
of his
gosh.
Career. You know,
Yep.
like this. Like, oh, this is the. Hold on, this could be the game that James Cook really breaks down. So look, and listen, James Cook did break out and
He did.
got himself drafted in the NFL. It's great, but I can't do it. I can't do it with Eric Gilbert. I can't.
I hear you.
I can't do it on that train.
We get AD Mitchell back. Fingers crossed. We get a healthier and continuing to get healthy Dom Blaylock, which, by the way, if you want to hear a second half storyline to this team and the success we're going to have, and the most important guy to do so, it's a healthy Dom Blaylock.
That is correct.
It's going to change everything. I'm telling you.
We need it. All right,
Changes
we're
everything.
coming back right after we talk to you about LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, Daniel. Have you heard of them before? I don't know.
Now, I know about LinkedIn. I do know about LinkedIn.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me tell the people who haven't heard about LinkedIn. Right now, the world is back at business. Daniel knows. He's gallivanting all around. He's seen people back at businesses all across the world in many different countries,
Just
many
because
different
I'm
places.
not back in business doesn't mean other people aren't back in business.
I can watch other people do work as I do
I don't
not
have
work.
a job doesn't mean that other people aren't out there working and hiring people.
That's exactly what LinkedIn's doing. They're going to get you the right candidate that you need instead of doing stupid searching processes and interviewing and yada, yada, all the way through. LinkedIn has its network of people that are going to get you the right candidate for your job and your team. Head over right now, linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege and post your job for free. Get the applicants you need for free right now, linkedin.com.
All right, Clint, what else do we want to cover today in terms of the world's largest outdoor cocktail party?
I think the thing that we do need to address, Daniel, Anthony Richardson being talentless and still
back.
playing quarterback.
Yeah,
Well, I think I want to parlay this.
Okay.
If that's true, which we say it is,
It is.
facts
say that is.
Yeah, that's true. What is the way? You said you're taking the under on this game. We talked about our defense. How are they going to try to score points, Daniel? Like legitimately. They got Etienne's little brother, which, by the way, I'm going to use every single time because all of you use James Cook as the little brother thing. So it's Etienne's little brother. So screw y'all. Is there any attack, any game plan, any way that Florida? There's not. Okay.
I mean, they may come out trying to run the triple option, Clint, because like that is, they have a quarterback who can run.
Oh, he can.
They do not have running backs who can run.
They don't.
They do not have a line that can block. So, literally, Florida's game plan, which is how they beat Utah, Florida's game plan is have a play break down and then have Anthony Richardson scramble for positive yardage. Or have a player wide open and then Anthony Richardson, 1 out of every 4 times, will put the football within 10 yards of him.
Maybe.
And so he will be able to catch the ball and run with it. They don't have a passing attack because they don't have a guy who can pass.
No.
And if you manage the quarterback run game, if you spy, if you don't light your hair on fire and blitz and just forget about all of your lanes and all of your assignments, which I'm not sure if you know anything about Kirby Smart and the way that he coaches football, but that's the thing you do not have to worry about Georgia doing in this game.
It's so weird, Daniel. Again, the The time zone switch didn't change anything. Sometimes you just tee a guy up and he takes everything that's in your head. The thing that's so weird about this game is, again, Anthony Richardson, the only way for their offense to go is this backyard football, run around, do things. And we have pressured quarterbacks. Our team has gotten pressure. I know the sack numbers aren't there because, again, teams dictate 1-2 ball out against us. It is, and if you hear Kirby, if you look at statistics, that's literally what happens. It's 1-2 ball out. And if the ball's not out, they know they're coming down. And we're still getting pressures even in that system. Anthony Richardson can't do the 1-2 ball out, Daniel. There's so many problems with that system.
You're saying he can't count to the 1-2. Is that what
you're
saying?
I maybe, but also the ball out, like that mechanism, like the ability to forward pass. Well, I think it's very foreign.
There's a lot of exit,
Look, you give him a baseball. I'm sure he's Chapman next in line. But the way that they do things is, exactly what you said. You put our athletic linebackers and our athletic D line in a spot, and you make sure don't overblitz. You don't need to overblitz this guy. He's going to make stupid mistakes.
You don't have to overblitz. Good Lord.
You don't need to. So put one spy, drop guys in the back, get our defensive line to rush him out. He's going to spill the second there's pressure, and then let Ryan Davis go have fun. Let Trez Marshall go have fun.
I mean, throw an exotic coverage or two in there. He's going to throw the ball to you. You don't even want to blitz this guy, Clint. You want to let him tie his own noose, and then
give him enough slack.
He's going to do all the work for you.
Yes, he's going to trap himself, y'all.
Absolutely. That's got to be Georgia's game plan on the defensive side of the ball, which I think is going to equate again to just a lot more slow, methodical. Maybe Florida gets a first down. Maybe they get a couple first downs, but Georgia is very much maybe willing to bend a little, but is just not going to give up the big play and know that Anthony Richardson's not going to be able to sustain it over the course of even a drive, much less a quarter or a half or a game. And so I just don't see ways of this Florida team scoring. That's what I mean. The Florida team total under is the bet that I like right now. And so anything in double digits, I would take the under.
Daniel, let me ask you this question. More points scored for Florida this week or in the Northwestern Iowa game combined?
Northwestern going to get 2 tuds against Iowa. So that's a Northwestern Iowa for
By the way, the total of that game, I think I saw the betting line at like 32 points for the entire game for boys.
Take the under.
Look, y'all, it's Florida Hate Week. Get excited, get pumped. This game is not, we have the most point spread that we've had in the history of this competition. I understand. I get it. There's a lot to be nervous about, but at the same time, this is the most favorable matchup we will have all year. Literally.
It's going to be very tough for Georgia to lose this game. Like, it's Florida. I know. We've all seen it 100 times. We've all seen it. We've all been there. I get it. But there's just no way to look at these two teams and think that Georgia doesn't win this game.
And also, Billy Napier gets an extra week to prepare, or Kirby Smart gets an extra week to prepare, as we were going down that list of things.
Okay.
Well,
here we are.
This has been Locked On Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We will see you guys later this week.
See ya.